All right. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Family Finance Friday with DJ the Money Coach, the DJ the Money Coach team. And this show is brought to you by the DJ the Money Coach team and the Seven Spheres of Money Systems. And before we get into the show, like always, like, share, and subscribe to DJ the Money Coach right here on YouTube and help us to spread the good news, the gospel of the Pom Pom Lifestyle Movement. And what is the Pom Pom Lifestyle Movement? That is plenty of money, peace of mind. And we invite you to come join us on the beaches of the World Club. And tonight's beach, the beach that will carry us through the weekend, is honoring our veterans. And today we're joined by, the usual DJ, the Money Coach, but we're also joined by the young protege, Tajir. We got Tajir in the house with us tonight as well. So, let's get into it, man. It's Friday night, fellas. How we feeling?
Well, as always, baby, any day above ground with your health is an amazing day. So we want to give a shout out to all those veterans out there, because this show is Family Finance Friday, honoring our veterans. And I think that's something that has been lost in America, because America has lost its way. And we don't understand that the liberties that we have been afforded to us by our grandparents, our forefathers, could not have happened if it wasn't for these veterans who have actually gone out and given their service, and many of them given their lives. And we're right now in a kickoff of election campaigning, debates, and all that stuff. And you easily see that, they say, your oath is to protect us against foreign enemies and domestic enemies. And right now, keep it real, we have a lot of domestic enemies that are selling out America and what America is all about. And they come in all shapes, sizes, colors, ethnicities, political groups. They all equal. And today we are going to put our flag in the ground and stand with the veterans, because my father was a veteran. My uncles were veterans. My grandfathers on both sides of the, family, matriarch, patriarch, were veterans. And that used to be a standard that you used to have an honor in serving your country. And we got to get back to putting our country first. We got to stop falling for the okie doke, but the one percenters are putting us against each other, when at the end of the day, guess what? It's God, family, and country. And I'll go back to what, John F. Kennedy said. It's not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And I'm talking to the brothers and sisters out there that, hey, man, I hate America. Well, if you hate America that much, then maybe you should go somewhere else. And I love America. I love the world. But first things first, guess what? The freedoms that we were afforded came in America. Good, bad, and different. I don't see people running to other countries in hundreds and thousands and millions. I see 7 million people a year coming to our shores. So let us know where you're from. Let us know what branch of service that you have participated in, because we have to get our hats off to you for protecting these shores, foreign and domestic. And right now, we got to stand up and start protecting the domestic, interior, so we can keep our freedoms. Were you a Marine like my dad was? Semper Fi, baby, always faithful. Did you serve in the Army? Did you serve in the Navy? Did you serve in the Air Force? Did you serve in the Coast Guard? Were you a reservist? You put your time in, you served your country, then we want to shout out and we want to salute you And we want to make sure you're getting all your benefits. The veterans of foreign wars. We want to make sure that your benefits are not being taken from you. Because right now, the enemy lies within. And right now, if you don't think your vote counts, you are being duped. And if you just automatically, by default, is voting, for the jackass party, then maybe you ought to check yourself from the neck up. Because your vote should be based on God, family, and country. Everybody that lives inside of this United States of America, this corporation, you have been protected, regardless if you acknowledge it or not, by the veterans who have fought, going all the way back to the Emancipation Proclamation. The Civil War, World War I, World War II, the Korean War, the Unforgivable War, the Vietnam War, Iraq 1 and 2, Afghanistan. And now we got the Ukraine, got nothing to do with us. Israel, Palestine, got nothing to do with us. Let's just get it facts, baby. I'm old enough to remember everything up to 1974. The gas crisis. The Iran-Contra scandal with Ali North. Look this stuff up. They say if you don't know your history, it will repeat itself. All we're seeing is a video that's been played over and over again in the same blueprint for the same 1%ers to take and dominate this world for ill-gotten gains. And they're using veterans and young people to fight for their elite status. And here's another thing. None of them clowns, maybe 2% of them, have actually sent their children off to war. I want you to let that sit in for a minute. Clinton, he's what they call him when they purposely draft dodger. Look it up. They the first ones talking about if you're watching these debates and you don't care, you should watch these debates so you can hear what these enemies within are saying. Oh, war, war, war. Why? You know why they saying war? One word. Profit. War is nothing but about money. It ain't about God. It ain't about family. And it surely ain't about country. It's about these oligarchs, these Black Rocks, these government billion-dollar contracts. Shout out to the Navy vet, Tara Helm. Shout out. Thank you for your servitude to our country. Freedom ain't free, baby. Your freedom has blood on it. So you owe it to your father's father's father for your personal freedom. I don't care if you grew up in the White House or you grew up in the hood. Your life is better than 98% of the people across the globe. You have been afforded a whole bunch of different welfare programs that are not available on the other side of the world. So when you hear your elected official, first thing come out their mouth, we're going to war, baby. Blow up everybody in Gaza. Those are traitors. Because ask them a-holes, your daughter, your son, they going to fight that war? Oh, no, hell no. So we have to give honor and umbrage to the veterans who have fought for our freedoms. And guess what? We owe you nothing. The country owes you nothing. You owe the country to uphold the laws, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution. This is a republic. It's not a Democrat or democracy. This is a republic if you don't understand that. I'm not going to go do the research for you. You need to go do it yourself. I mean, it's amazing. This is the biggest grift in the history of America. Think about this. We are supposed to be the protectors of the world, but we put, military bases in other countries, and instead of them paying us, we pay them to protect them. What money and what service has the people from Israel done for America? But yet, America gives them $7+ billion annually. They have the second best military on the planet when it comes to technology. Check me if I'm wrong. You can fact check me. But those same people, when there was, Rwanda and crisis in Africa, they were quieter than church mice. I don't condone no violence. One life taken is one too many, and especially women and children. But all of a sudden, oh man, wipe them off the face of the earth, blow up all of this, send us people over there, send our people. We got right here record homelessness, veterans that are homeless, school systems that have been abandoned for Black people. But we can send Ukraine $100-something billion. We just had a natural disaster, which probably was created by the 1% in Hawaii. You know what they gave them families? $750 a piece. But they still talking about, if we don't protect Ukraine, we can't protect America. How so? Explain that to me. So right now, I think you owe it to yourself. If you have served in one of these 5 branches of the military, or your father, your father's father, your mother, or your mother's mother has served, you should think hard and do your research on these politicians. Don't listen to what they say. Go check their record. Go check their voting record. And you'll find out, just like Nikki Haley, oh, China is our best friend. And she tried to claim, oh, that was 10 years. I don't care if it was 100 years ago. They're our enemy. You tried to clean it up. It used to be you would go become a state representative. Well, first it would start out, you become, an alderman. Now I'm from Chicago. They call them aldermen. Then you would strive to become a Congress, a state representative, to take your way up the ladder. But what you don't understand, ladies and gentlemen, is that the people who you ought to be paying attention to is not on the national level. Policy is right in your neighborhood. Because it's the state representative and the congressman and congresswoman that's actually making laws to regulate you in your community right now. And the big picture, guys, that's all smoke and screen. They have a movie came out, Wagging the Dog's Tail or something. You guys, right now, they're putting on this show so you don't pay attention to what's really going on. And every war that's happened over the last 3 decades, they found out that it was based on false information. Correct me if I'm wrong. And you're probably saying, well, what's that got to do with veterans? Well, it's got a lot to do with it. Because if you go and look at the lives that were given for ill-gotten goods and gain, profit. You want another movie? Go look at the movie The Lords of War with Nicolas Cage. Guys who are pushers of military arms that they sell to both people in the fight. So when they first talking about war, they're going to, first thing, they're going to pull you in as a veteran and make you serve their needs and desires of putting money in their own coffers. But right now, this weekend, instead of you hadn't got all hyped about Halloween, this don't mean a damn thing. You should be thanking every person that's put that uniform on, and especially if they serve overseas to protect your freedom. Shout out to Great Clips. Great Clips give the veterans free haircuts all weekend. Shout out to every institution right now that is honoring our veterans. And the shame about it is there should be no veteran that served this country that should be without services 365, 24/7. But how soon we forget. But when that enemy come knocking on your door, that veteran will be there to help save you. We done got so caught up in consumerism. What's on the docket right now? Black Friday. Black Friday this, Black Friday that. You're consuming while the real stuff that's going on, they stealing your vote. And they're drafting your children for wars of profit. These are facts. I'm not a political scholar, but you know what? I got common sense. In 5 decades on this planet, I done seen just about everything need to be seen about politicians, about government, and about our enemies abroad. And what you're going to find out, what you'll be shocked, a lot of these enemies on the same side of the fence is a lot of our government officials. Hey, don't take my word for it. Go do your own research. Why do you think they are purposely getting rid of books in the library, bringing in this alternative, agenda so you don't read and study history? How many children from K to 8th grade even know what the damn Constitution is? I know when I was coming up, you had to pass the state constitution and the American Constitution to get out of 8th grade to go into high school. I don't even think that's a requirement anymore. Think about it. But can you tell me who's the commander-in-chief for every military branch that's serving this country? Do you know that Chinese military, Navy is almost 3 times larger than ours in terms of ships? Do you know that? Do you know they have more submarines than we have? Do you know that? You got to start keeping your eye on the prize. And the real prize is called freedom. And the only people protecting freedom are veterans. Think about that. These same veterans, and you go to San Francisco, nothing but people on the street. You go to San Diego, nothing but people on the street. You go to Chicago, nothing but people on the street. And most of the time, those people are veterans. And we as Americans who have the true American dream, middle class and up, we frown on those people. You think that was that person's aspiration to be living on the street? But we so twisted with this POC wokeism crap that they walk right over these people. So I'm going to challenge you on this Veteran Day weekend. Adopt a veteran. Go to the VFW, Veteran of Foreign Wars. Go down to their center and ask them, hey, can I donate my time? Can I adopt a veteran who's in need? Sometimes, all you can do for them is a listening ear. Think about it. But we so busy blaming people. I want this, I want that. But what about their freedom? Because if you don't think that we are not parallel to the Roman Empire, you better start picking up some books and do some reading, sister. You better start picking up some books and do some reading, brother. Because the Roman Empire did the same thing. They went out and stretched out their army and their cavalry across the world, and they left the most important thing unguarded. Go do some research. Them 7 million illegals that came in, they ain't just Mexican. They're terrorists. But we worried about all this stuff over there. What the fuck is the Ukraine doing for you? Now, I know you say, hey, DJ, I don't have no control of that. Yes, you do. Because you allowed that state representative, that congressman, to cast a vote on your behalf. And if you look like me and you gave up 95% of your vote to the same jackass party, you deserve what you get. I don't care for none of the parties. I'm a registered independent. But when I cast my vote and I am a registered voter, I base my vote God, family, country, business. And since I'm a business owner, I have more leverage than you. Think about this for a second. I want you to think about this. I'm going to give you a Arsenio Hall moment. Now, Asians, what percentage of the American population do they represent? What do you think? 2 to 5%? They don't have any power to vote anybody by the numbers, be it the electoral college or just a regular vote, to put anybody in office, do they? But you know what they do? They come in, build businesses, they pay them politicians, and it's amazing the leverage and the power they have. Think about that. While you complaining and crying about them getting a loan in your neighborhood, they pulling themselves together. I want y'all to think about this for a second. When you were growing up, if you're at least 40 years of age, do you remember when you grew up, you had your grandparents in the house, you had your mom and your dad, your aunts, and they all at one point in time lived in one house together peacefully. Do y'all remember that? Do you remember how your community, everybody knew everybody? Again, you said, hey, DJ, what I got to do with veterans? Because not only the person who put on the uniform is a veteran, but that person in the community is a veteran. Do you know those same principles, the Asians still use those same principles? Think about that. And while you're thinking about that, I'm going to share some stats with you. It's going to blow your mind. It is going to truly blow your mind. I want you to tell me, if you can answer this question, who is the number one cost per family capita in America What ethnic group / American make the most money per family? If you could tell me, I'm going to give you a free back to the basics master training. That's right. Median household income in the United States by ethnic group. Source, the United Census Bureau 2019. You watching right now, what's the number one median household income American family in the United States? Matter of fact, if you could tell me one in the top 5, you want to take a guess? I give you 3 guesses. First 2 don't count. Again, why is this important? Because what you're going to find the correlation between these top 5, they share some of the same principles that when you were growing up as a kid. I'm saying if you're 40 years of older, your family practiced the same principles that they saw you, and they came to this country and did exactly what your family was doing. And regardless if the government tried to infiltrate your community with drugs, false incarcerations, they stick to the game plan. They saw you got your freedom through the veterans. Nigerians, nope. Nope. Nice try. Anybody else want to give it another shot? Asians, but you got to tell that's a broad group, D-Nice. So that's the second one. 3 guesses, first 2 don't count. So I'm going to answer the question for you. Chinese. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They come in at number 6. Number 6, Chinese Americans, median household income, $85,424. Number 5, Pakistani, $87,509. Guess what? Pakistanis own a lot of convenience stores, T-Mobiles, Crickets, all of that. But you'll find out that the FBOs, first off the boat, FOBs, they actually have children who actually serve in the military. Them who become naturalized citizens, they know more about the Constitution and freedom than you do, who's the kid in the candy store. Correct me when I'm wrong, Nick. So, Tara, she keep throwing them up. So, yes, the number one median household income by ethnic group are Indian Americans, $135,000 per year per household. Number 2, Taiwanese Americans. Number 3, Filipinos. And them 3 are the only ones that have 6-figure household median incomes. Number 4, South African. And that's primarily white South Africans. Number 5, Indonesian. Okay. Well, DJ, where we at? The bottom 5. Here we go. Can I get a drum roll, please? Coming in at first of the bottom 5, and you're going to be shocked. White Americans, $65,000 median income. So you out there who talking about the fucking man is got their foot on your neck, you might want to go back and check out the stats. The 5th worst household median income are white Americans, $65,000. The 4th worst household income, an average American. The 3rd is Hispanic or Latino. And can I get a drum roll? The number 1, bottom of the barrel, median household income, African Americans at a paltry $43,000. Now, when they take these statistics, that's generally based on a household of 4 people. Now, if you just do the math, if right now in California at Burger King, they're getting $20 an hour, That's $40,000 a year. And again, you're probably saying, what does that got to do with Veterans Day? It has everything to do with Veterans Day because you don't put honor and umbrage to the veterans. You have given up your freedom and you've gone from the top to the bottom. But them top 5, you better believe they will fight for this country. And you know how they fighting? They're buying stuff. They're pulling their resources together. They're making the lobbyists cast the vote to them state representatives, them congressmen in their community and say, look, Biff, Buffy, Davenport, number 1, you don't look like me. So number 2, I ain't voting for you. And they will put on a uniform in a New York Minute to keep their freedom. But because you have no honor and no reverence for your veterans, the direct correlation to the median income is in direct correlation to how you mistreat or you let them become ghosts in your community. Think about that. So the next time during this election campaign and you don't place your vote, and what I mean by that, you don't have to vote for the Republican Party or the Democrat. You know what you can do? You know you can put your name on the ballot. Do you know that? Correct me if I'm wrong. But we need to start changing the paradigm back to where it is. Honor the veterans. Adopt a veteran. Go sit down at the VFW. Listen to a veteran. Bring a veteran into the school system and let these dumb teachers that dummying down your children, let them hear what freedom is all about. And you can just take them back to the early 90s and let them learn about George H.W. Bush and his son and what wars they put us in. And then follow the money. And then you can go back and do some research and say, well, what's really going on in Gaza? How many innocent children have been killed by weapons given to the Israelis on behalf of this country for them, and they have been killing innocent women and children for decades. Think about it. That's just food for thought. So, with that said, we're gonna go back to the light side of the conversation because a lot of y'all surface dwellers. You're not deep divers. You don't know the history of the history. So I don't want to get you rattled. I want to get you in a positive frame of mind, and we want to share with you some great stuff. So we want you to embody, plenty of money, peace of mind, and we want you to do it with the 4x4 because this is the way you get your freedom. Okay? If you didn't place the right vote, vote right as it pertains to your financial freedom. Okay? Because that's why this is Family Finance Friday, because we're going to bring you the financial facts and we're going to bring you the financial vehicles and we're going to give you financial blueprints that actually work. Tried and true, right? See, because people spend their money on what they want, not what they need. And in times like this, when inflation is high, taxation is high, and the recession is here, even though the government is telling you otherwise, what do people do? They rely on external gratification. Entertainment goes up. Partying goes up. Vacations goes up. And they're buying that stuff on credit that they can't even afford. Just over 12, 18 months ago, I told people the winter is coming, but you didn't listen because you had 2% interest rates on your house. Personal credit card rates 8%. What are they today? 8.5%, 9%. Personal credit card is usury rates, 25 to 30%. You think I'm lying? Look on the back of your credit card, call your credit card company and ask them. And I'm not talking about that introductory, special that you got. Oh, DJ, I'm got interest free. Well, let me tell you something, grasshopper. You be late 30 seconds on an interest-free introductory plan, and it is accrued from the day you sign that damn deal. Because, see, here's the deal. 1% of the people can stay on that plan and never get tripped up, but 99%, that's where they make the bread at. So, in honor of Veterans Day weekend and Veterans Day on Sunday, we want to give back. So all you veterans who have never engaged with us in any capacity, we want to honor you by giving you 30% off our programs. 30%. Then we want to share with you what you've done to earn our physical freedom. We want to help you get your financial freedom. And how do you do that? You do that with the 4x4. So, Nick, let's put the 4x4 up there. If you don't know what that is, veterans, they apply it, but they probably haven't heard it this way if they haven't been in active duty in a while, right? So, number one, discipline, baby. You can't be a star veteran without the ability to practice them 4 dirty little words. Discipline. Number two, accountability, baby. You have to be accountable to your God, your family, your country. Number three, you have to plug into a system of success. See, the first system of success was the American Constitution. On the economic standpoint, it was the ability of capitalism, or what we call compassionate capitalism. It's not socialism. It's damn sure not communism. It's compassionate capitalism, which means I build a business and add value and services to my community and to my country in exchange for adding valuable services and products that are really truly needed. I make a little bit of money and we create 3 wins. First win is that you get a high quality product service. The second win is that you are better off with the people you engage with. And the third win, we make a little bit of money from opening up the doorway to compassionate capitalism. So our system is the 7 spheres of money. What is the 7 spheres of money? That is 7 different independent groups that work together on your behalf. What do we mean? The average person that watches our program that is a professional, they usually have a relationship with an accountant and an attorney once or twice a year or once or twice in a blue moon. But what we're talking about is that constantly, consistently, quarter in, quarter out, you have a relationship with an accountant before tax season arises because they're putting a plan together. And that first plan is called a dirty word, budget. As a business owner, that plan is called, wait a minute, listen for it. Bookkeeping. Then we talk about taxes. Then we have a relationship with our insurance professional. And that insurance professional should cover you like a triangle: home, auto, and life. And that insurance professional, instead of trying to sell you all these, sophisticated, sexy, products that you have no clue about, they should be teaching you the basics of what the products and services are, i.e., how do I actually buy auto insurance? And let me tell you this, check it out. Proof in the pudding, baby. I used to be with Safeco Insurance. Gave me a renewal. I got an 817 credit score. I have no consumable debt. They hit me up with a $790 payment for 6 months. And most people say, oh man, that's excellent. 3 cars, full coverage. I said, man, hold up, dog. The last 24 months, I was paying $498. No citations, nothing. I checked in and said, hey, man, what's going on? Oh, we had trouble verifying something. I said, oh, okay. Here's my stuff. I said, why are you doing that? I switched over. I contact my person because I'm still an agent. Guess what? I switch over to Progressive. Right back to $4.98. Just like that, I was able to pick up the phone, tap into my system, and I'm nobody special because I don't do this on the regular. Even though I'm licensed, I don't do it every day. But since I'm plugged into the system, check this out, Tara. I'm plugged into the system. I was just smart enough to pick up the phone and utilize the system I'm plugged into. Hey, this don't look right to me. This is what my stuff look. Oh, $4.98. Oh, if you pay it all in full, $4.68. Guess what I did, Nick and Tajir? Paid it in full. $4.68. Full coverage, 3 vehicles every 6 months. So in essence, I just saved myself $340 times 2. That's $680. Do you know what that could do for somebody? That could pay your cell phone bill. That could pay your electric bill, your water bill. And you say, man, that ain't a lot of money. But guess what? If I'm making those surgical right decisions on everything that I do because I have a relationship with my insurance professional, I have a relationship with my accounting professional, I have a relationship with my banking professional, I have a relationship with my estate planning professional, my legal professional, my real estate professional, my financial planner, because they're bringing me the best every month. I can leverage, and if I do that across all 7 spheres of money, what's 7 times 340? Now we're talking some bread. Now we're talking some bread. Now, time goes by just like that. So what's that number, protege? 7 times 340 is what?
I got you right now. 7 times 340 is $2,380.
Times 2.
$4,760.
That's almost fully funded Roth IRA.
Facts.
Times 5.
5x. $23,800.
Hello? Are y'all listening? 5 years go by just like that. Drop a 12% return on it. Oh, where you getting 12% at, DJ? We get that all day, twice on Sunday, baby. What was the percentage that I saved on my auto insurance from $798 to $498? What percentage is that, protege? Is that over 12%?
Oh, it's definitely over 12%.
Is that over 30%?
Definitely over 30%.
See, when we talk about making money, y'all automatically thinking about rate of return on investments. But how about rate of return on debt serviced? Each and every one of you watching and listening to this program, I can guarantee you over the last 6 to 12 months, your homeowner's insurance went up. Your auto insurance went up. Your gas bill went up. Your water bill went up. Your homeowners association bill went up. I can also guarantee you, if you're on the equity and ownership side and you have real estate investment property, guess what went up in the positive, baby? Rent, baby. Rent, baby. Rent, baby. So if I'm so good at cutting the price of my insurance, what you think I'm doing for my investments on the hard assets? As I cut them, my profit goes up, baby. Are you feeling me? Now, let's get real with you. So I'm talking to a client of mine the other day. If you're struggling in a state that is a liberal state, Illinois, I'm formerly from Chicago, taxes through the roof. You're trying to man up, woman up to prove that you can still live there. Hey, Simon. Hey, Susie. Hey, Shaniqua. Here's a tip. Fucking move. There is no badge of honor to sit up here and struggle in a city and state that ain't showing you no love when there's other city and states that'll give you tax-free state taxes. Incentives that if you own investment property, they treat you, the landlord, as the real winner and the person who wants to abuse the law as the real loser. But see, you ain't going to get this. You'll get that on the way home because you're like, man, what is he talking about? Oh, okay. Flashback, homegirl. During the pandemic, what did they put a moratorium on to protect renters?
Rent.
They told them, able-bodied people with jobs, you don't have to pay rent. But did they say to the landlord, you don't have to pay real estate taxes? Holla if you hear me. Because guess what? I was in that predicament. But did I cry about it? Was I happy about it? No. But I had 2 tenants working jobs, bankrolling. Said, state of Michigan, state of Illinois said, I ain't got to pay you. And y'all like, where's he going with this? How's this tying to Veterans Day? Well, see, again, I may not have worn the uniform, but I am a veteran in my industry. Facts, baby. Holla if you hear me. So I take my financial education and my expertise and I learn how to get my money back and I pass on that knowledge to you. But you're going to be more interested in grabbing that Black Friday special because you have been programmed just like a Lemmy. And what does a Lemmy do? Every 4 years, what do they do, Nick?
You said every 4 years what?
Yeah, what do Lemmies do every 4 years?
You said lemmies?
Yep, Lemmies, those little rodents.
I'm not familiar with a lemmy. That's a new one to me.
You know what they do, Tajir? Look it up. They go off a fucking cliff, literally. They all follow each other and jump off cliffs. So, pardon my French, but here's the moral of the story, is that you are being programmed to do what the elite want you to do. And when you allow them to misrepresent you in the state representatives and the Congress and create legislation and you don't hold them accountable, you deserve what you get. But if you're watching this show and you really want to get what's really an advantage for you and you're willing to do the 4x4, put that back up because the next one is work, baby. See, veterans do that. Veterans have discipline. They're accountable. They plug into the military system and they put the work in. And then they apply the 4 Ps without complaining. Professionalism. And professionalism means this. It means you speak the King's English. And when I say King's English, I don't want you to misconstrue. If we are in the education business, Nick, what's the King's English?
King's English would be education language, such as, learning objective, success criteria, things like that, standards, Yeah.
Exactly. Protege, if I'm in the Wall Street business that you're in, what's the King's English?
Waterfalls, DSCR, calcs. Should I keep going?
Exactly. And if I'm in the financial education business, guess what the King's English is? Consumer debt free. 800 credit score, pay off your home in 7 to 10 years early, have an emergency fund, be on a budget, non-sexy stuff. Second degree of professionalism, wear the professional attire. Be on time. The show starts at 6:30 Central, means we are ready at 6:15 to go live. Everybody understand that? So that's professionalism. Number 2, persistently work your plan. Number 3, here's where the women separate themselves from the girls and the men separate themselves from the boys. Perseverance. I told you guys last week, my son spent almost $1,000 to go to a conference, and the conference was full of BS. But the top professional recruiting companies were there, and he had to go through challenges just to find the people who were there that he paid to see. But he didn't let that discourage him, and in the result, he got offered a 6-figure job, and he just accepted it. But you know what we normally do? We play the victim role. Oh, God, they were right at the door. They didn't have the contract for me. They didn't have the parade for me. And they said on the website they were going to give me all the stuff. And I showed up and nobody was there. And I literally had to do a little work. All right, Karen, Becky, get your ass out of here. The hood rat sister who came up with, 20 different items of what I wouldn't go on a first date. I wouldn't go to church with somebody. I wouldn't go to the ice cream parlor. I wouldn't go to Cheesecake Factory. Come on, ho. Now, if you're mad I said that, then you don't need to be listening to me. Because the stuff I saw on that list was honorable. Go hang out with the person's family. You want me to give you some Gucci and some Louis? How about you do a research on Gucci and Louis and see how much love they got for your po ass? That's another story. Last but not least, you got to perform, baby. When the lights shine the brightest, you got to bring it. And you may only get 30 seconds to make an impression. And we do that all the time, baby. You got to be over-prepared to be prepared to win. I want y'all to write that down. You got to be over-prepared to be prepared to win. And that's what veterans are trained to do. And that's the reason why we have the best militia on the planet, albeit China has more ships than we have, more subs than we have. But one thing they don't have yet is an entrepreneur mindset and the love of God like the majority of people that live in America. Facts. And as long as we can get back to that, show honor and umbrage to our veterans, this United States of America is still savable. So let's start today. Put your line in the sand and stand up and stop living on your knees. Because I don't have any veterans in my family that live on their knees. The ones who have served and died, they died standing and fighting for the freedom that you get to breathe the air in this country. And if you think it won't come a time when they start charging you literally for the air, you better wake up, sister and brother, because the time is on the shore. Are you feeling me? If you want to be part of the pom-pom lifestyle movement, so you might have just started hearing about this 6 months ago, two years ago. But do you understand? I've been preparing for this moment for 21 years. It's a movement, baby. You can go back and look on my original website, and the pom-pom lifestyle was on there 2001. It's a movement, baby. And you're right. We're going off because we need to shake your tree. Because if you're living a easy life, you're the first one they're coming for. And if you don't believe it, how about you go watch a good movie right now? I got 2 movies for you. I got The Burial with our man Willie E. Gary That's a victory movie. Go watch that one. But then on the opposite side of that coin, we got the movie The Killer of the Flowers. Martin Scorsese with Leonardo DiCaprio. Go look at those movies and juxtapose those movies together and let me know if your freedom is about to go out the window. Or, like Willie Gary, right now, when times are the dimmest, there's a supernova still coming over the horizon, and that's the pom-pom lifestyle movement. Real talk. So, we always like for you to tune in, but if you want the real, baby, because I'm going to show you in the next 7 to 10 business days how we went from zero in Zanzibar to a hero and built from the ground up, baby, a multi-million-dollar resort when a lot of you following these clowns out here who still ain't built nothing with the money they taking from folks. Facts, baby. Facts. We got the receipts, baby. So if you're watching this show, you're a winner. But let me give you this and we go into the break. All right. So here we go. I want to give you my definition of a professional, an all-star, and a superstar. Nick, I want you to write that up there. So a professional is a person who has the skills, the intelligence, and the mindset to get in the game. And when I say in the game, that could be as an educator like Nick. That could be a celloist like my daughter. That could be a financial analyst like the protege. You have the skills, the intelligence, and the mindset, and you can pass all the technical criterion. That's a professional. Now, the all-star, he or she, they perform at a high level in the regular season. They get on the job, they super exceed the quotas all the time when it's not expected. So they start to get some shine. People start acknowledging them. But they still have the same skill sets as the professional, the same talent, the same mindset, but they like to overachieve. They're overachievers. But the superstar, yeah, baby, the 1%er. Now, occasionally the superstar will have a little bit more gifts that God gave them over the all-star, but very rarely. But what the superstar has is that the name on the back of that jersey, she refuses to ever give a bad performance, give an excuse for being sick, being hurt. Because they know every time somebody comes to see them, it might be their first time seeing them, might be their last time seeing them, and they paid hard money, gave up hard time to get entertained or be protected or to have a performance that's second to none, and everybody know you're getting the ball. The last shot, the last at bat. And the superstar, when the brightest lights shine, they shine better. And they never negotiate the price of success. So ask yourself a question. Are you just a professional? Are you an all-star? Or are you a superstar? And don't give me no excuse. Oh, I ain't tall enough, DJ. I ain't fast enough, DJ. I ain't smart enough, DJ. Because guess what? Willie E. Gary, he was a sharecropper picking cotton. Went to a junior college in a no-name black college, but now he's number one. Built $1 billion law practice. I think he's a superstar. Holla if you're here with me. You have superstardom in your pathway. The question is, are you negotiating the price of success? What do I mean by that? CKT, if, like my son, they tell you to get to the next level in 2024, you need to invest $5,000, but you're going to get everything and every person that's making $1 million to work side by side with you. And the first thing you say is, oh, I ain't got the money. I ain't got the time. And I'm not saying you saying that, CKT. So don't take this personal. I'm not making an example of you. I'm just giving an example, right? Or do you say, sign me up, baby, because I'm here to get the job done. And then when you make it, your protractors, your antagonists, you know what they're going to say? Oh, he or she got lucky. No, CKT took advantage of the opportunity and went ballistic in a positive way. If you're enjoying this tonight, Family Finance, honoring our veterans, hey, share this information. Give us a like. Subscribe. What does it cost you? Nothing. Invest in the future. And we'll be right back, Nick. Hit them up with our first sponsored video by us only. I'm going to plug in my thing. We're going to come back, wrap this thing up. I'm going to ask you, hit me with some questions. I'm going to answer your questions, and we're going to get out of here right after this break. We'll be right back. You're watching Family Finance Friday, honoring our veterans with Nick and the protege, and yours truly, DJ the Money Coach. We'll be right back. What's happening, everybody? DJ the Money Coach coming to you to celebrate Veterans Day. That's right. To all the veterans out there, I'm going to give you an amazing discount today. That's right. 30% off on all of our things, especially our 7-day, 6-night luxury stay in our 2-bedroom condominium sitting on the beautiful Indian Ocean in Zanzibar. You can get it today for as little as $4.99, but you have to hit that link now. And in addition to that, I'm giving you our master class, 2 hours, 2 consultations, and the 7 Sphere of Money course for only $97 here on Veterans Day. Hit that link, come travel with me on the beaches of the World Club, take a bite out of Zanzibar, and I'll see you soon.
And we're back. Family Finance Friday with the DJ the Money Coach team and DJ the Money Coach telling you what you need to hear. And normally, when we're in the master class, he asks for your permission to tell you what you need to hear. But if you're tuned into the show and you've been here before, then by you tuning into the show, you're giving your permission for him to tell you what you need to hear. But go ahead and drop those questions in the chat.
Absolutely. I got so heated up, I had to take off my hoodie, baby. I had to take off my hoodie because it got hot in here, baby. As we say, we en fuego. So yes, so right now, we're going to ad lib. And you that are watching right now, what questions do you have that I can offer you some sincere, common sense, expertise questions answered for? Because a lot of times you get these pundits, these fake people, and they're always talking about something they read in a book, and they can't really give you concrete answers or point you in the right direction. Here's what you're going to always get from us: access to execution. Nick, put that up on the screen. So it should be 2 questions that you ask that person, including myself. Number 1, DJ, what equity and ownership do you have in the stuff that you marketing to us, selling to us? Because if you're legitimate, you got some real receipts, baby. So let me answer that question for you. Number 1, since 2006, me and my high school friend named Clarence, we actually own and operate over 240 properties in Detroit, Michigan. I'm going to say that again. Did you hear me? We actually own, operate, and manage 240 residential properties in Detroit, Michigan since 2006. And guess what? We owe no debt on them. Facts, baby. Facts. Every month by the 15th, I get a check for personal properties I own, personal properties I help finance. Flagstar is a bank. Go look them up. In the Detroit metropolitan area, I used to own a minority ownership and a mortgage banking business, and I personally financed over 80 houses in the early 2000s, making hundreds of thousands of dollars on transactions. All right, cool. We got a question. How did you manage to owe no debt on them? Man, I love the question. So here's how it rolls, baby. So, Tar, here's how it worked. When we first got into the market, we actually had debt on the properties pre-2008, right? You know what happened in 2008? What happened? It was the Great Recession, and it was predicated on what? Debt from bad mortgages, credit swaps, derivatives, all of that, no doc loans, all that crazy stuff, right? So from 2006 to 2008, we were doing just like any average investor. We were putting down 20%. We were buying from the auction, and we were financing 60, 70% of the loans. Okay. So up to that point, right at the beginning of 2008, the first quarter, the market started to change. I was a mortgage banker financing the deals. So all of a sudden, when the market crashed, we got caught with some toxic debt on our ledger. So what we did is we gave the properties back. I sold my properties to my business partner. My business partner took some properties and gave them back to the foreclosure and the banks. In the process of doing that, my business partner figured out all these properties have now been devalued. $100,000 house all of a sudden became a $30,000 house. If you understand what I'm talking about or you experience, let me see your hands up or holler if you hear me. So what happened, Tara? We said, oh, they're never going to go back to a $100,000 house. But since I'm a mortgage banker, guess what I know about those mortgages? I know that the bank is not going to be in the real estate business because they don't want to pay what? Real estate taxes on all those toxic mortgages. So like a good business owner, guess what I did? I went in and negotiated with him, said, look, with my partner, this house that we had a $60,000 mortgage on that's now only worth 30, but you're charging us 60, you're writing off that debt off of your P&L and you're readjusting it to $30,000. So guess what? I want to get that house at $30,000. And they're like, first, no, we're not going to do that. So guess what happened, Tara? They had that debt on their P&Ls, on their ledger for about 6 months. And then that real estate bill came. Now you got 30, 40, 50, 100 houses. And each one of those houses got $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 real estate payment. And you look up, oh, snap. I got $1.5 million worth of real estate taxes. So guess what they did? They came back to us and said, look, we'll sell you those houses at $30,000. We said, oh, no. How about you sell it to us at $15 a piece? And they said, yes, but it's all cash. So what happened, Tara? We grabbed a suite of houses that we like, cherry picked, that we had already owned, and we negotiated a price. At that point, a new model was developed. We now knew on the REO dead toxic asset list, there were multiple houses that had been auctioned that if we had the cash, we could immediately buy those houses and do the cash flow game. Not the appreciation game, but the cash flow game. Do you understand? So from that point on, from 2009 to 2012, we went to the auction. We had leverage because we had hundreds of houses and we bought the houses pennies on the dollar cash. And since I was in the finance business, I pulled a group of professionals together like yourself, like CKT, like D Nice. And I said, look, If you got $5,000 to $10,000, I can help you buy 3 to 5 houses that'll positively cash flow $250 a month. And there we created the 3 steps of success system. And there, every twice a year, we bought 20 to 40 houses from $1,500 to $15,000. Does that answer your question? So you know what's so funny about that, Tara? Just 3 years ago, all these Nimrods on the internet started claiming, oh, I'm in Detroit. Oh, I'm getting these deals. I'm sitting up there laughing at these silly people. Because guess what? Who you think gonna get a better deal? You who just went into Detroit, read a couple of books, found a friend, or me who own over 240 with my partner who know all the players in the market? Who do you think they're gonna get that deal to first and foremost? Somebody that's written checks for hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars, or somebody came up and you got an 800 credit score and you got 20,000, maybe you got 100 grand. I'm getting your deal. Does that make sense? So now we have comprised, because we own, operate, and manage. Now, before you get smart ass on me, and I'm not talking about you personally, don't come up to me, oh, you personally own 240 houses? No. I said I own, operate, and manage. And let me show you how that works. I own a handful of houses. My partner owns 40, 50 houses. And guess what? The other ones we manage by people like you, who we brought you inside the deal at a deep discount, and we cash flow them bad boys for you. Does that make sense? Yes or no? Nick, Tajir, has there ever been a situation you seen me in with Chase Bank or the Montgomery Regional Airport or whomever, Grab TV, that they talked above my head from experience?
Not once. And I don't see it happen anytime soon.
Never.
So, guess what? I'm a pioneer and a visionary. So, you know what I did? CKT, I now have divested. I own just a couple of properties in Detroit, and I've taken my money to higher streets. So why, there's a saying, when everybody's doing it, you should get out. So I got out of that business on a regular, but I'm still in it, and I went to higher grounds. I went into commercial real estate across the country. I mastered that, and I said, you know what? What's the next big game? The next big game is owning a team or owning a resort, baby. So I'm pioneering a resort in the beautiful Zanzibar. Holla if you hear me. Next question.
Go ahead, drop them in the chat. Drop those questions in the chat before we get up out of here.
Yep, we're going to get up out of it. You know what one question I will be asking you? Because the first question is, DJ, equity and ownership. Did I answer that one, guys? Equity and ownership, baby.
Yep.
Equity and ownership, baby. The second question should be, DJ or whomever, how can you get me in the game? How can you give me access to execution? Because that's what it's all about. What's the difference between a college-educated professor and an entrepreneur? The college professor, he's pontificating about shit he don't know that he's studying, and the entrepreneur is doing the shit he wish he can do. Do I need to say that again? We got another question. Hey, you know what? I love Tara, never met her, and she just give it up. See, smart people, they ask a bunch of questions because what they know, when you dropping real nuggets and it's free, you better get all the manna from heaven you can. So yeah. All right, put the next 2 questions up here. We're going to answer those and we getting out. And after we answer these questions, the third thing is, first question, what equity and ownership do you have on what you marketing, selling, whatever you promoting to me? If you can show me that, then I can get with you. Second question is, how do you give me access to execution? So what do you think the third question is? Where can I join? Where can I join? Exactly. And let me give you another great story that's real. How many of you know people who have gone to executive MBA school? Anybody know what executive MBA school is? Protege, tell them, on average, what does it cost to go to executive MBA school at the top tier schools in the country?
Bare minimum is $100,000. Bare minimum.
Did y'all hear that? 100. Now, let me tell you what they do at the MBA schools. Man, this is pimping at the highest level. The university get them 100 racks, and they bring in companies like mine or startups, and they use your ass for free. In exchange, you write a thesis, a doctorate, and they give you a grade while the startup is getting money and the university get money in the promise that you might get hired or you might get a raise or change jobs. Real story, real facts. Let me bring it home to you. Now, you may know if you follow me, I was just a speaker at the African Diaspora Conference in Houston. And in that conference with all these dignitaries, very wealthy people, I met a gentleman, super sharp, came up to me in one of these programs, was a six-figure income earner, elected to go to the Master MBA Executive Program, 6 figures plus. He comes up to me and say, oh, I'm doing this project with this electronic bike company, startup company. You said you got a resort. You said you were the largest individual owner that looks like me with land in Zanzibar. I was looking for electronic bikes. He introduces me to the owner. I brokered a deal with the owner. Guess what he gets out of the equation? He gets zero. He gets the ability to put this project to me for the startup company for us to make money in hopes that he gonna pass that class. But you know what? As a real person, guess what I told him? I said, look, homeboy, go to the startup guy, say, I want X amount of percent of the deal. Go to the university and say, I want my tuition paid for by you or the startup, and I'm out of here. Guess what? He said, oh man, I'm about to graduate. I said, well, guess what? We're doing real business right now, homeboy. The startup guy is getting his deal. The university got the bread, and you still got to ask for a fucking job. Out of this equation, who's on the end of the stick? And who's winning? Does that sound familiar? Does that sound familiar? This literally has just happened. But I told him, hey, man, I'm going to help you out. Because even if I'm about to graduate and I've been in that program for the 2 years, I'm still getting paid by that entrepreneur. I'm still letting that university know you're going to pay me back my money because I've done all of the above and I created capital for you because you are a business, baby. Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? I saw 2 questions. Let me answer those 2 questions and let's get out of here.
Let's see. Scroll back up, scroll back up.
Yep. Is this exciting? Am I giving y'all real stuff that you can actually get into and make an impact for 2024? Because I think I saw one of the questions about the resort, and I saw something about veterans.
Okay, yeah, we got them right here. So, how'd you go about getting the licenses for the Zanzibar resort? That was the resort question.
All right, real quick. You know how I went about it? I first found myself a partner that already had the licenses. There's a tip. Okay. After I did that, I went in, invested my money, put my boots on the ground, been there 4 times, and then I found out how to get my own licenses by piggybacking off of their license. And from there, I bought acres of land. And I'm going to build 4 to 6 resorts in the next 2 to 3 years. Matter of fact, the protege actually had the benefit of purchasing some land with me. Facts. Tell them real quickly in 30 seconds what that felt like and how real that is to you.
Life changing. 24 years old, being in a motherland with beautiful Black people from America to go buy more land, real land that is in one of the top locations in the top island that's going to be on tilt over the next 2 to 3 years. Life changing. Literally, life changing.
Yep. How old are you, protege?
25.
25. Woo.
25.
Nick, you about to turn what? Triple three? Double three?
Right. Yep.
You about to turn the age of Christ.
Yep, that's right.
Nick been with me since he was in his late 20s, y'all.
Yep.
See, here's the great thing about working with young people. They just naive enough to jump head in and worry about the other stuff later. But you people who got a little experience, you so jaded that you can't see a lifeline when it's right in front of you. This is a lifeline. Facts. Nick, see, when you control the apparatus, you can do this. Pull up our website. And I'm just going to be curious. We're going to show them some of the people we work with. And again, I want you to remember this, CKT. I want you to listen to this, Tara. D Nice, she knows. Again, only 3 questions. What's the equity and ownership that you have in what you promoting, selling, whatever? How do you get me access to execution? Where do I join? Now, I think I've shown you that in spades. And I'm not trying to sell you nothing tonight because this is about veterans. But here's the reality. Here's some of our clients. Past, present. Any of those look familiar to you, ladies and gentlemen? Past and present. And I got the videos to prove it. But the great thing about it, I get on the phone every day, people trying to, do business with me because I'm great at one thing that most people you see on these streets ain't. I'm great at raising capital. And I'm talking about 7 figures plus. Yeah, I've done some stuff for Chick-fil-A. Yes, I have. On the non-for-profit side, through the STEM programs. Yep. Nick, take that down because this is Veterans Day. Show them the corporate video. It's only 2 minutes. Give me one more question. Because again, see, here's what you don't do. You don't vet the white boy, the Chinese woman, the Mexican. They show up and look professional and you jumping off with them. You don't vet the black celebrity. Jay-Z shows up, Beyonce shows up. You all deaf, dumb, and ignorant. Rolling over, happy to be in their presence. I ain't mad at you. I might have been like that in my life one time, but I can't recall. I just didn't wake up on that side of the bed. Okay? So when they engage with these celebrities, them companies I show you, you know what? They treat them like corporate. Show me your P&Ls. Show me your licenses. Show me this. I'm not enamored with your celebrity. Okay, you got 400 million people following, but we still doing a deal, and that deal on that paperwork going to be 20, 40 pages, 100 pages. Where your group of attorneys at? Because most of those people, ladies and gentlemen, are nothing but figureheads. But see, you can't fake this. You got the video for him, Nick? Play the video.
Greetings. My name is Eric Dargan. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Houston Public Works and the Chairman of the Board for the Houston Metropolitan Federal Credit Union. I am pleased to acknowledge that Mr. Dale Duransberg Jr. has been a part of my inner circle for the past 10 plus years. He's also been a personal financial advisor and a financial advisor or counselor and teacher to the Houston Metropolitan Federal Credit Union. Dale has offered seminars to the organization in the past, as well as individual classes to educate employees on the importance of establishing a 401k and the contribution efforts. So please accept this acknowledgement as a line of support and recommendation that Dale Duransberg Jr. is truly a professional and expert in his field, and I believe will bring benefit and value to your organization. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
100%. Dale approached me, and I think it's always important that we in turn make sure that we open the playing field for other individuals to be able to do business with things like airports. And I think when you talk about trying to educate your staff, because we were rolling into a new program associated with people understanding where their retirement will go, going through the retirement system of Alabama, it was very important that people were living pretty much paycheck to paycheck. And I think the educational component, when you hire someone to kind of have that one-on-one interaction and basically teach people on how to use their actual income to build wealth, that's what the DJ the Money Coach did for us. So,
I have taken the class. Actually, we invited him to come in and to actually give the class to all my 8 professional directors.
And as I told you right before we got on air, you haven't aged. You're still smart as a whip. You are the bomb.com. You're one of the most, I think, intelligent, the most aggressive, but a brother that has character and integrity.
You know, hey, vet me, baby. I welcome it. 24/7, 365. The name on the back of the jersey, we don't misrepresent it, baby. That's what we're about. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to close this thing out in 5 minutes. You're watching Family Finance Friday, honoring the veterans. We are always privileged and honored for whomever watches our program, because God called you here, and we're going to give you answers that are real. They're going to be true, and they're not going to be easy. But if you're willing to do the work and you're willing to lock arms with us, you will get freedom in 2 to 5 years. So we'll be right back after this brief message, and then we're going to wrap up the show.
This plot of land right here, $16,000, and we're going to get it for $12,000. Build little small houses like this, 100% brick, and these houses are going to be able to rent out for you for $1,250 to $2,000 a month. It's going to be spectacular, and we are about to make history. And we actually about to acquire a plot of land as a group with our advocate. And the advocate is an attorney in Zanzibar, but the benefit of our main man Godfrey and our whole group. So y'all gonna see each one of us put our John Hancocks on this document, which is 3 pages. And by the time December gets here, you're gonna see a brand new 4 townhouse development built from this signature right here in this acquisition. So you gotta get busy and you gotta come to us.
This is how legends began. Today is a historical event for both us and him, for all of our benefit. But this ain't our first rodeo, and we're going to crawl, walk, run to success. And we're going to impact people generation to generation, because it's all about equity and ownership and partnership. Would you agree? Sure. Absolutely. So we'll see y'all next time. Hopefully you'll be part of the group. Peace out. Welcome back. You're watching Family Finance Friday. We're honoring our veterans and we're wrapping this thing up. We really have enjoyed tonight, engaging with you and, showing you the love, because you've shown us the love. Stay plugged in, because we got some major announcements. Our grand opening is MLK weekend 2024. We're finally just about finished with our multi-million-dollar resort in Zanzibar. And we're going to open that up. We're bringing people, dignitaries. Man, you don't want to miss it. But the great thing is that's only one opportunity of over 6 that we will have finished in the next 12 to 24 months. That the proof is in the pudding, baby. And if you're wise enough to get on board, just as simply as come to a master class, crawl, walk, run. I'm going to meet you where you are. I'm going to answer your questions. I'm going to fill in the gaps. I'm going to put you on the budget. I'm going to give you a 10-question survey that takes you 60 seconds to fill out. And then I'm going to fill in your gaps. Just a fact. I've been doing this for 25 years. Nothing new under the sun. I just raised several hundreds of thousands of dollars for a startup company that's going to do billions. I can't make it up. These are facts. I work with Microsoft. I work with the airports. You just don't know me. But real gangsters move in silence. And I'm not a gangster. I'm just an honest, hard-working man. I'm flawed just like everybody else, but my integrity means everything to me. And the fruit's on the tree. You know how the fruit's on the tree? Because we have people that's been working with us for 15, 17 years. We have young people that have come on board, still rocking with us. That's the fruit on the tree. And I'll leave you with this. If you have young children, and I'm saying from the age 6 to 25, I check out your children and I can tell you a lot about you. What do I mean by that? My children ain't perfect, but they damn sure hardworking. They damn sure smart, and they damn sure honorable, and they damn sure respectful. So we ask our children, when somebody asks about them or they tell us about them, I only want to hear one thing. Man, your child is dignified, well-mannered, and hardworking. I don't want to hear about how beautiful they are, how smart they are, because they had no control over that. That was given to them when they came out of the womb. What they have control over is their character and their behavior and how they rep that name on the back of the jersey. And that just goes to how we began this story tonight, is that we have allowed the enemy within to appropriate the freedoms of our country for greed. They have no honor. And we are now living in a world that as long as you make money, you good. No, be it if you swinging around a pole or you twerking or you tweaking. If you making hundreds of thousands, million, you good, boss. That didn't fly back in the community when I was 7, 10, 12, 15 years of age. That stuff was off on the beaten path. Your parents, your family was ashamed of it, and they dishonored those people. Now that's at the forefront. And you being quiet. You know what they say? The worst thing that happened? For evil to persist in this world today is for good men and good women to stay quiet. And the reason why you're staying quiet, because you're not free. See, you'll get that on the way home. Do I care if you ever see me on this platform ever again? Don't mean a damn thing to me, because it ain't stopping what we're doing, because I have equity and ownership in everything that I do. So you can't cancel me because you can't own me, because I put my ownership in 25 years ago. Are you following me? So if I get on the stage and somebody start talking some BS and some socialism, some wokeism, and they ask me a true question, I'm going to tell them the truth, because I ain't got nothing to lose. Because you can't cancel what I own. Facts. Does that make sense? So where's your freedom? Where's your equity? Where's the veteran that you repping? And are you biting your tongue because you worried about your contract? Or you worried about your boss firing you? If you are, you better start building another trench in the ground, baby, because the war is at your door. So it's been a blessing. It's been an honor. You've been watching Family Finance Friday, honoring our veterans. And we want you to take a bite out of Zanzibar too, baby. B, buy real estate in Zanzibar. I, invest in the ancillary businesses that support the real estate where the real money is. T, travel exclusively on a bucket list trip and experience it with DJ the Money Coach, the 7 spheres of money. And we can wish you one thing, is health. And if you got health, you got wealth. And if you're willing to put the work in and link up with people who are real, not perfect, you might become part of the Pom Pom lifestyle movement. So on behalf of the protege, on behalf of Nick Westbrooks, and on behalf of you, who is most important to us, I'm DJ the Money Coach. We wish you a Pom Pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money, peace of mind. Come join us on the Beaches of World Club. God bless, and happy Veterans Day. What's happening, everybody? DJ the Money Coach coming to you to celebrate Veterans Day. That's right. To all the veterans out there, we're going to give you an amazing discount today. That's right. 30% off on all of our things, especially our 7-day, 6-night luxury stay in our 2-bedroom condominium sitting on the beautiful Indian Ocean in Zanzibar. You can get it today for as little as $4.99, but you have to hit that link now. And in addition to that, I'm giving you our master class, 2 hours, 2 consultations, and the 7 Sphere of Money course for only $97 here on Veterans Day. Hit that link, come travel with me on the Beaches of the World Club, take a bite out of Zanzibar, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you.